Hello everyone and welcome to Unit 8B for this video. For this lesson, we will learn how to use passive voice sentence and differentiate between present and past passive voice. First, let's have a small activity called Find the Differences. Have a look at these two sentences and please identify some differences that you can see here. A hint for you would be have a look at the subject and also pay attention to the verb. So some differences that we can see here is that for the first sentence we have Martin Cooper as the subject, while the second sentence is the first mobile phone call as the subject. For the verb, we have made for the first sentence, while the second sentence would be was made. And we should also pay attention to the time in this sentence. It is in 1973. So overall, the meaning of these two sentences, they are quite the same. But the way that I structure these two sentences are different. So because the first sentence has Martin Cooper, which is a human being, a person, as the subject, we can call it an active sentence. Meanwhile, the second sentence, it has a thing or an object as the subject, we can call it passive sentence. And because I mentioned this already, but because the time is in the past, so we should use past tense, passive voice for the second sentence. So to conclude, passive voice would be sentences that use an object or things as the subject. Now, for the next part, I gave you two passive voice sentences, so they are both passive voice. For the first one, the first mobile phone call was made by Martin Cooper in 1973. And the second sentence, the new modern iPhones are made every day. I want you to specifically focus on the time of the two sentences. For the first one, we have the time, which is in 1973. And we already know that it is in the past, right? While the second sentence is every day. So every day is in the present. And because of the difference in time, the use of passive sentence would also be different. Here, let me show you. Because it is in the past, you should use passive sentence with past tense. And for sentences that shows everyday activities, everyday actions, we would use passive voice. But right now it would be present tense. So look at the verbs of the two sentences again, and you will see the difference. For past passive, we use was made. And for present passive, we use are made. From these two sentences, I can conclude the key points of the passive structure. It would be like this. So whenever you want to show the present activity, the present action, it would use the structure subject plus present to be verb like am, is, and are plus verb past participle, or you can understand it as verb 3. Now for past passive, it would be subject, was or were, which are past to be verb, and then again verb past participle. This would be the key point of the whole lesson, right? Now to practice a little bit, let's have a look at this exercise. I gave you 4 sentences here, and you will try to find out which sentence use passive past tense. So all of these are passive sentence, but which one use past tense? My hint for you would be 2 of them are past tense and 2 of them are present tense. Spend some time to do this one. All right, fantastic job here. You have done a really, really good job. Let's see the final result. For sentence A, the floor was clean yesterday. Now, looking at the structure, I can see to be verb was and past participle cleaned. I can say that this sentence is passive sentence that use past tense. So this one would be true. It is past tense passive. For sentence B, the homework is done every day. Now, the structure here is done. And with to be is, it's passive with present tense. So it's not past tense. This one would be false. Sentence C, the trees were watered last night. Because of to be were, I can say definitely it is past tense, passive voice sentence. And for sentence D, the table at the cafe are arranged nicely. Now we see the word are. And that shows it is the present tense. So this one is going to be false. Right, I think you guys have done a phenomenal job here. So let's move on to a little bit more difficult task. Sometimes when you want to use passive voice, we would also use an adverb of frequency to add more information to the sentence. So whenever you want to use adverb in a passive sentence, remember to put the adverb immediately before the past participle. Remember that we put it before. So we have two examples here. Phones are sometimes used as an alarm clocks. So what is the past participle here? It is the verb used. And for the adverb, we will put it right before the verb used. So it would be are sometimes used. And similarly, for the second one, it was probably invented by accident. So invented is past participle, and we put the adverb right before it. So properly invented. That is the position of an adverb in a passive sentence. Right. Let's try to do some practice together to make sure that we all understand it. For the sentence, in Japan, mobiles, and we see a plank in the shower. So most of them are waterproofed. So your job here is to fill in the blank using passive. And I can see that there's an adverb here. So try to put it in the correct preposition, in the correct position. You have four options here. A, are often used. B, is often used. Is used often. So sorry. C, were often used. And D, are often used. Try to put in the correct answer. And the final correct answer here would be answer D, are often used. So there are two reasons why the answer D is correct. So first of all, you see mobiles, and mobiles are plural form, plural noun, right? So we cannot use to be is for this sentence because it is not correct. So B would be eliminated. Now, how about the answer A? The answer A used to be are, but why isn't it correct? Because the past participle part is not correct. You see, are often used. You have to use past participle for the verb use. So A is also not correct. We are left with C and D. But now, because of the adverb often, we know that the sentence is in the present. So we cannot use past tense for this part. So the answer D would be the only one that is suitable in this sentence. Mobiles are often used. All right. Fantastic. You did a really good job so far. So I think that maybe we should have something a little bit more difficult. Here, I will give you guys some words and I mix them all up. So your job here is to put them in a correct order to create a complete passive sentence. Here are some of the words. In 90 seconds, text message, answer the average is usually. So try to put them into a complete sentence. All right, and the final answer would be the average text message is usually answered in 90 seconds. So let's analyze this sentence a little bit. We have the average text message, which is the subject of the sentence, right? And then we have passive is usually answer. Remember that the adverb usually has to stand right in front of the verb past participle. And then in 90 seconds, it would be information about time. And we will put that at the end of the whole sentence. If you did this sentence correctly, congratulations, you understand how to do passive voice sentences. Really, really good job. So overall, to conclude, for this lesson, you should remember how to differentiate between present passive voice and past passive voice sentence. Also remember the structure and when to use them. Second point is that when you want to add an adverb into the passive sentence, you should also remember the position to put it in the correct place. Hope that you have had a fun time watching the video, and thank you so much. Goodbye and good luck to all of you.